Hello again, everybody. Coming at you once again with another product I just got in the mail, just in time for hunting season. This is my new SIG Sauer Kilo 1250 laser rangefinder. I'm going to open it up, show you what's in the box, and here we go. Get my knife out. Okay, it is one of these kind of boxes. Just opens up. Take a look at it. See what's in there. All right, it looks like it comes in a nice little pouch. That's pretty cool. Okay, so it's got a little tab with an elastic on it right here that you pull down and hook over this little plastic dude, little hook. Okay, let's pop that rangefinder out with some plastic right here. And now I have another competitor's brand rangefinder that is a little bit bigger than this. This feels a little bit smaller. I think it's a Nikon. This feels really small. Okay. And then also in the bag, put that back in its little carrying pouch. That's pretty cool, little carrying pouch. My other one didn't come with one of those. I like that handy little quick strap on there, and it's got a loop on the back so you can put that on your belt. That's pretty cool. Nice little carrying case. You put it right on your belt when you're out there hunting. And it also has a little battery in the box. Little silica gel there to desiccant that keeps it from getting moist. And it looks like a little lanyard here, possibly. Yep, little lanyard. Is that, it has a little loop that you would stick through. I would imagine you stick that through the rangefinder itself. Let's see where that might go. Okay, so there's a couple of spots here, either this side, whatever you prefer, however you want to do it. Looks like it just slides right up through there. Little spot for it to go. Doesn't want to get in there. Maybe that's what this little piece of plastic is for. There, that's pretty cool. There's a little piece of plastic hanging here, if you can see that. Little piece of plastic hanging there on that loop. And that actually made it quite easy to get it through that slot. That slot is kind of on a strange angle. So loop that through there. Snug it up tight onto your rangefinder, and now you've got a little lanyard. You could put it around your neck if you want to. You can grab it, push the button, operate it. This battery compartment door is right here. It's big enough. It's got a slot in it right there. If you can see that, you can put a quarter in there. You can put your knife blade in there, whatever, to open it up. And then it spins open, stick the battery in there, close it up. I just tighten it down with my thumbnail right now. I'm not going to tighten it too much, but anyways. Okay, so there's a range button on the top there. You can see upside down. There you go. Range button, and there's a mode button on the side. Now, obviously, since I haven't opened this up before, I don't know exactly how to use it yet, but if it's anything like my other one, you just hit the range button on top, wakes it up, and probably hold it down. And there's nothing in here that's very far away, so I'm not getting any ranges. It's probably too close to give me a range, but I will take that outside and put it through its paces and see what it does, and I'll give you a report back. So, okay, I'm back. I took my new SIG Kilo 1250 laser rangefinder outside. Did a little bit of playing around with it, and I also pulled out the instruction manual that came with it, and I wanted to go over a few features of this laser rangefinder. So one of the great things about this rangefinder that I wanted, and then one of the main reasons why I bought it, is it has something called angle modified range, or AMR for short. Now it will switch between a line of sight or an angle modified range. And to explain the difference between the two, let's say you're out hunting and you're on a slope, and you're either going to shoot above you or shoot below you. Both of those scenarios will affect how far your bullet travels. And if you range something, just let's say you're on a, I'm going to put this down so I can kind of explain this. Let's say you're on a slope, okay, and you're up here on the slope, and your target is down here. And let's say you range from here to here, and it's 500 yards from you to the elk, okay? But your angle that you're shooting on is 30 degrees, okay? That makes a big difference, because when you're here and the elk is here, your bullet is only really traveling this far, okay? It's not traveling this far. And that's a little confusing, but think of a triangle, okay? So you're at the top of the triangle. How am I going to get this? You're at the top of the triangle. The elk is at the bottom of the triangle down here, but the bullet distance only traveled this far, okay? From where you started to where it ends is not from here to here. It's from here to here. It's the bottom part of the triangle. So that makes a big difference, because at 500 yards, a 30-degree angle, the real distance is only 433. So if you're shooting 500 yards, you are gonna miss that elk by a mile. Okay, so now this will give you line of sight. It will give you that, straight from here down to your target. It'll give you that if you want it, but then it'll also flash what your angle is. So if you've got a ballistics calculator in your phone, and you're one of those guys who has fun, doing those kinds of calculations, you're a long distance shooter or whatever, you can do that. It'll give you both of those, and it'll flash back and forth between the two, distance to the target and angle. And you can plug that into your ballistics calculator, and you can come up with probably 433 yards, because your AMR is just going to give you 433 yards. It's not going to tell you it's 500 yards, and it's not going to tell you it's 30 degrees. It's just going to tell you the exact distance that your bullet needs to travel to hit that target. So you can switch back and forth in here with that mode button. You push down the range button on the top to wake it up. You hold down the mode button for 2 seconds, and then it's going to start going through the menu. Now, straight out of the box, it comes up with what is probably the best setup for most people. So it's got 2 different kinds of target modes. It's got a best target, and it's got a last target. So the best target is not necessarily the first target you pointed it at, and it's not necessarily the last target you pointed it at. It's the most likely target. So it's going to calculate and figure out, okay, this seems to be, this thing here seems to be the target, not this bush here or this branch here or whatever. Or you can just put it to the last target. So if you're in a lot of brush, it may be best to put it on last target, so you can just try to get it right on what you're shooting at. If it's fairly wide open hillside or whatever, just go for best, and it comes straight out of the box with best target. It comes straight out of the box with angle modified range, because it doesn't really matter if you're on a flat trajectory. There is no angle and so it won't compute an angle. It'll just give you the flat trajectory, or if you happen to be on an angle, you don't have to switch the mode. It'll just automatically calculate that. And then it comes in either yards or meters, and it's set up for yards. Most people here in America will be using yards. Okay, so there was one other thing I wanted to mention here. There is a diopter adjustment on the rangefinder itself. This eyepiece twists. Okay, so when you put it on a target, you can focus the diopter to focus that target for yourself. It is a 6 power magnification rangefinder. So if you've got prescription glasses and the targets, you're ranging different targets, you can twist this diopter to bring your target into focus more clearly so that you can range it more accurately. Okay, and the display is very simple laid out. I'm going to show you what they've got here. So your display looks like this. It has just a small dot right in the middle. A right there is pointing to the small dot. That's what you're going to be pointing at your target. The numbers directly below that will be the yardage. The letters right below the yardage will be either AMR or LOS, angle modified range, or line of sight. And it's got a battery indicator as well, right at the very, very bottom. And off to the side of your number display, it'll be either Y for yards or M for meters. Okay, so just taking it out. And also one other thing, sorry, forgot about one other thing. It does have a scan mode. So if you want to just hit the button on top, the range mode, once, it'll take a measurement. If you hold the button down, it'll scan. It'll scan up to 4 times a second to give you a more accurate distance to the target. So if you're kind of moving a little bit, if it's a really small target, if it's a really long distance away, you may want to hold down that button to get a more accurate reading, and it'll give you the best reading when you let go. It'll kind of average all that out and give you the best reading. So there you have it. SIG Sauer Kilo 1250 laser rangefinder. Thanks for watching.